Mangwana ni mwalelepo vukenjani. Klekwas dumelanga banave Africa. Welcome to Africa Good Morning, the news and current affairs show bringing you everything you need to know happening on the African continent and beyond. Today is the 18th of May, which means we will be joined by Mike Sichula as he delivers the Zambia report. But prior to that, these are some of the top stories we will be looking at. WHO declares DR Congo Ebola outbreak global health emergency. Rwanda genocide suspect Felicien Kabuga dies in Hague custody. Sierra Leone agrees to receive West African deportees from the United States. Zimbabwe pushes diamond production despite global industry downturn. And Botswana honors former President Festus Mogae at state funeral. DSTV 285, GOTV 25, oneup2.com, Network Media Hub, and NTVAFRIKA.MY.NA. That is precisely where you can always watch the show. My name is Ashwin Berry. Top stories shortly.
Namibia is a land of movement, with waves that never stop reaching forward. Here, adventure is not something we search for. It is something we are born into. In every corner of this country, creativity rises from artists, from athletes, from dreamers. And when the world comes to explore Namibia, they discover something extraordinary. Because when sport moves people, creativity moves ideas, and tourism moves the world toward us. Something powerful happens. A platform where movement meets imagination, where industries connect, where opportunity grows, where Namibia's next chapter begins. Welcome to the Creative Sport Tourism Expo. Exhibit, partner, experience. Creative Sport Tourism.
The World Health Organization has declared the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo a public health emergency of international concern after the virus spread beyond the country's borders into neighboring Uganda. The outbreak is centered in eastern Ituri province, where around 246 suspected cases and 80 deaths have already been reported. The WHO said the outbreak does not meet the criteria of a pandemic emergency, but warned it could become a much larger outbreak than what is currently being detected and reported. The current strain is caused by the Bundibugyo virus, for which there are no approved drugs or vaccines. Laboratory-confirmed cases have been reported across Bunia, Mongwalu, and Rwampara, while one confirmed case has also been identified in Kinshasa, involving a patient returning from Ituri. Uganda confirmed 2 cases, including a 59-year-old Congolese citizen who died. The WHO said insecurity, humanitarian challenges, mining activities, population movement, and informal healthcare facilities increase the risk of wider spread across the region and neighboring countries considerably further. Now, Felicien Kabuga, one of the most prominent suspects linked to the 1994 Rwanda genocide, has died in custody at the age of 93, according to a United Nations court in The Hague. Kabuga was arrested in France in 2020 after spending more than 2 decades on the run before being extradited to the Netherlands. He was later ruled unfit to stand trial because of dementia and was also considered too ill to return to Rwanda. With no country willing to accept him, he remained at the United Nations Detention Center in The Hague until his death. The mechanism for international criminal tribunals confirmed that an inquiry had been ordered into the circumstances surrounding his death. Kabuga, a former businessman and radio station owner, was among the last fugitives sought over the genocide in which more than 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus were killed in 100 days by Hutu extremists. Prosecutors accused him of promoting hate speech through radio, television, Libre de Mille Collines, and helping arm ethnic Hutu militias during the killings that shocked the international community during 1994 across Rwanda. Now, Sierra Leone has agreed to accept hundreds of West African migrants deported from the United States under a new agreement with Washington, according to Foreign Minister Timothy Kabuga. The arrangement allows Sierra Leone to receive up to 300 ECOWAS citizens annually, with a maximum of 25 deportees arriving each month. The first flight is expected on May 20, carrying 25 nationals from Senegal, Ghana, Guinea, and Nigeria. Kabuga said the agreement forms part of Sierra Leone's bilateral relationship with the United States and supports American immigration policy. The arrangement follows similar agreements involving African countries including Ghana, Cameroon, Democratic Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, and Eswatini. Reuters previously reported that some deportees sent to African countries had later been forced to return to their home countries despite receiving court-ordered protections in the United States. It remains unclear whether deportees arriving in Sierra Leone will be permitted to remain there permanently. The United States and Sierra Leone have previously clashed over deportation issues during Donald Trump's first administration, when Washington imposed visa restrictions on Sierra Leonean officials because the government was refusing to receive Sierra Leonean deportees from the United States at that time. Now, Zimbabwe is targeting increased diamond production this year despite mounting challenges facing the global diamond industry and falling international prices. Through the state-owned Zimbabwe Consolidated Diamond Company, the country aims to produce 5 million carats in 2026, surpassing the previous year's output by 1.2 million carats. The global diamond market continues to struggle with geopolitical tensions, declining prices, and the increasing popularity of synthetic diamonds. Zimbabwe's rough diamonds have experienced sharper price declines than the international average, dropping from a peak of $79 to $22 per carat. During the first quarter of this year, Zimbabwe sold 784,664 carats of diamonds, representing an 11% decline in volume and a 29% decrease in value compared to the same period last year. ZCDC Chief Executive Officer Douglas Zimbango told lawmakers in Mutare that Zimbabwe's diamonds continue to face challenges linked to product profile, market collusion, and unsatisfactory sales frameworks. Mutapa Investment Fund owns ZCDC, which has extracted 26.5 million carats since beginning operations in 2016, while recently restructuring mining operations to improve efficiency levels nationally. Now watch Sputnik Africa correspondent Daniel Chigunwe's full report for more details.
As global diamond market faces sustained price pressures and intensifying competition, Zimbabwe's diamond mining giant, the Zimbabwe Consolidated Diamond Company, says it is adapting to shifting industry dynamics through strategic international partnerships and value addition initiatives. The company, which operates one of Zimbabwe's largest alluvial diamond deposits, is navigating a turbulent global landscape that has also impacted major industry players such as De Beers in neighboring Botswana. During a tour of the company's mining operations by Zimbabwe's Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Public Accounts, ZCDC officials expressed optimism about the sector's long-term prospects despite the current downturn affecting the global diamond trade. ZCDC Operations Manager Mr. Dennis Mtombeni said Zimbabwe is positioning itself strategically across the entire diamond value chain, leveraging cooperation with local experts and international stakeholders from countries including Russia, India, and China. The company believes these collaborations will strengthen resilience against ongoing structural shifts in the global diamond industry while enhancing beneficiation and sustainable mineral development.
We are working with various institutions, we are working with CAT, we are working with HIT, the guys who are here, they are doing so many formulas to try and clean these diamonds without damaging them. So the more we are able to improve the gem quality, is the more revenue we get. So in terms of research and development, we are very much looking at improving this. We've also got equipment from India. There's a company which cleans in India. That equipment is ready to leave. They are also going to give us their formulas for cleaning. So we are putting more efforts in cleaning so that we can improve this side. So in this, once you do nice cleaning, you'll pick up some stones which are upgraded to the gem and near gem.
Reporting for Sputnik Africa, Russia in Zimbabwe, I'm Daniel Chigunwe.
Now, Botswana held a state funeral on Saturday for former President Dr. Festus Mogae, who died on 8 May 2026 at the age of 86. The national service took place at the University of Botswana Indoor Sports Arena in Gaborone and attracted thousands of mourners, diplomats, regional leaders, and citizens paying tribute to the country's third president. Mogae served as president from 1998 until 2008 and was recognized for his leadership, economic reforms, support for democratic institutions, and response to the HIV and AIDS pandemic in Botswana. Tributes during the funeral highlighted his humility, integrity, and contribution towards building a stable nation. Following the service, his body was laid to rest at Pongolonga Memorial Park in Pakalane, northeast of Gaborone. President Duma Boko joined former President Ian Khama and other dignitaries in honoring the late statesman. The funeral reflected national unity as Botswana mourned a leader whose governance and public health policies shaped the country's modern development. Mogae's role in strengthening Botswana's institutions and confronting the HIV and AIDS crisis was repeatedly recognized during the solemn ceremony attended by mourners from across the country and beyond. Those have been our top stories on Africa Good Morning. Shortly, we'll be joined by Mike Sichula as he delivers the Zambia report. But prior to that, it's the weather. It's time for us to talk to Mr. Mike Sichula as he delivers the Zambia report. Mike, Buribanji. Mr. Sichula, can you hear me? If you can, Buribanji. All right, we seem to be having an issue there reaching Mr. Mike Sichula. What we're going to do is we'll take a quick break. Is Mr. Sichula with us?
Muribwanji, Africa, good morning.
All right, wonderful, sir. Let's get straight into your first story. Zambia has signed a $9.1 billion public-private partnership in infrastructure projects.
Yes, this information was revealed to the public by former Minister of Finance, Dr. Stumbeko Msokotwane. The former minister said that the 19 PP projects are valued at over 9.1 million United States dollars. So he said that these projects are aimed at boosting trade to boost trade and economic activity within Zambia. So he cited one of the projects being the Kasumbalesa-Chingola Road, valued at 35 million United States dollars. Then another project that he spoke about is the ongoing construction work of the Kasumbalesa border facility, which is valued at 110 million United States dollars. So these projects are what the UPND have been promoting through the public-private partnership kind of investment into Zambia. So these projects are scattered through road infrastructure, energy, as well as other economic business, including mining itself. So the government is hoping that these PPP, once they are fully understood by the Zambian community and market, they are going to help government to reduce expending money on these projects, but rather engage private players through a PP partnership. So those is what the former Minister of Finance informed the nation last week.
Mr. Sichula, I understand there's a bit of a delay, so if you could please go through the rest of your stories.
All right. So then my second story is that today, the 18th of May 2026, the Electoral Commission of Zambia is beginning to receive presidential nomination, is conducting presidential adoption exercise. So this exercise is supposed to run from today up to Friday. The Electoral Commission of Zambia is expected to receive presidential nomination from about 5 presidential candidates. Our viewers may wish to know that there are about 6 presidential candidates that have expressed interest to contest this year's general elections. President Hakainde Hichilema in the picture is one of those presidential candidates that are expected to file in their nomination papers. What happened last week was that the electoral body was receiving what was being called pre-nomination exercise, where presidential candidates were expected to submit or present to the Electoral Commission of Zambia 100 supporters across all the 10 provinces, bringing the total number to 1,000 supporters to back each presidential candidate. So some of them managed to have those supporters, others failed to mobilize 100 supporters. So those that failed to mobilize 100 supporters have an opportunity during this week to present 1,000 supporters here in Lusaka so that they can qualify to be on the ballot. Then in the same vein, there are political measures that are going on. We have seen former spokesperson for the Lungu family, Makebi Zuru, forging partnership with one of the runners in the brand Mundubile. So this is what is happening in Lusaka from today to Friday, where presidential candidates are going to file in their nomination papers to the Electoral Commission of Zambia. But this process is not a must or a pass that the person who does this is going to be on the ballot, because they are going to go through a vetting process. So from the 26 that I've spoken about, maybe others are going to be disqualified during this process. Then in my third story, the Lusaka Magistrate Court, 3 people actually have appeared before the Lusaka Magistrate Court over allegation of having presented false information to the police regarding their private parts missing. So that story is before the Lusaka Magistrate Court because of what has happened in the past, where some people accused a businesswoman in Chingola that she had stolen his private parts, and a mob pushed in and killed that person. So police are treating this matter very, very seriously. This is why these three people are appearing. Then lastly, the Copper Queens under 17 are going to face the Democratic Republic of Congo on Saturday the 24th at the Levi-Mwanawasa Stadium. So this match is being treated facing the Democratic Congo in the first leg. Then 5 days after this match is played in Levi-Mwanawasa Stadium, Zambia is going to go to Congo. So Coach Carlo Kanyemba and her technical bench are hoping that the under-17 Copper Queens can collect as maximum points by scoring more goals, so that when they go to Congo, they are going to avoid conceding so that they can qualify for their third World Cup. So it is a very tall order, and Coach Kanyemba is hoping that the Copper Princesses are going to do their best to avoid defeat at home, so that they can brighten their chances of returning to the World Cup for the third time.
Get us? Thank you very much, Mike, for delivering the Zambia report as you do so well. All right, so that's been the Zambia report with Mr. Mike Sichula. We're going to take a quick break before we come back to say goodbye.
Namibia is a land of movement, with waves that never stop reaching forward. Here, adventure is not something we search for. It is something we are born into. In every corner of this country, creativity rises, from artists, from athletes, from dreamers. And when the world comes to explore Namibia, they discover something extraordinary. Because when sport moves people, creativity moves ideas, and tourism moves the world toward us. Something powerful happens. A platform where movement meets imagination, where industries connect, where opportunity grows, where Namibia's next chapter begins. Welcome to the Creative Sport Tourism Expo. Exhibit, partner, experience. Creative sport tourism.
All right. Thank you for joining us on Africa Good Morning. Tomorrow is Tuesday, which means Talent Gore will be joining us delivering the Zimbabwe report. And as always, we will remain your portal into Africa's most potent stories on DSTV 285, GOTV 25, oneup2.com, Network Media Hub, and NTVAFRIKA.MY.NA. My name is Ashwin Bedi. Swera Jakadaka.